Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're just going to do a quick little repot here. This is my Laelia purpurata Werkhauseri. I got this at Orchid Trail in North Carolina when I was living in Raleigh, and I had it for 3 years before it finally decided to bloom. And this is the old flower spike, as you can see, and we've got this new growth and this new growth coming in, which is going to be a perfect time to repot because it'll have some new roots coming. Also, I'm just going to reuse this moss that's in here. I'm not going to really go too crazy. It's going to go right back into this. I've got some bark I'm going to mix in, but basically I'm just going to tease away all the moss that's around the good roots. I'm probably going to snip off this old pseudobulb right here. This is from back when it was a seedling. It's still a good pseudobulb. It's nice and plump and firm, and it's got a good leaf, but the leaf, you can see it's starting to turn yellow, so that means it's gonna start to shed that, and then I'm gonna be left with just a shriveled old back bulb here, which doesn't have any eyes or anything on it. So I'm just gonna snip that off after I take it out and tease away all the moss, and we'll go from there. So first of all, get that tag out of there so we don't lose it, and it should just pop right out. So it's got a pretty decent root system. It's already got another brand new root right there. Look, it's got that eye, which is swelling up, so that actually might start growing too. So this could have 3 new growths going. But it looks like it's got a really good root system. So as you can see, this is all the old seedling roots right here. So as I tease away the moss, I'll just remove those and snip them off. And it looks like most of this leca is still good. I'm just gonna just leave that moss down there because I'm just going to set it back on top of that anyways. But yeah, these are some dead roots, so we'll just snip those up. I don't want to go back in there. There we go. That looks like a dead root, so we'll get rid of that one. This is dead, but that piece is good. That's green. So I just watered this with some calcium nitrate, or sorry, CalMag and Epsom salts, just to prevent it from going into shock. It shouldn't go into shock because it's a nice established plant. It's got a good root system, and it's a very, very healthy plant. It's huge, nice leaves. These last two, these weren't quite as big as these older two, but they were sent up at the same time and it bloomed. So maybe that's why, but it's sending up 2 new growths again, and these are on 2 different directions of growth. And you know, I honestly might, I don't know if you can see this, but this growth is wrapping around, and then this one is coming back this way towards it. So I might have to actually snip this right here at this division point. So it's got 2 healthy back bulbs and a new growth going, and just tease away the moss and reposition it because this one is growing into it, and I don't really want them to cross because then that's just going to make repotting in life a little bit troublesome later down the road. But anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. For now, I just want to get rid of all the leca and dead seedling roots out of here. Moss smells fine. It smells like moss. It doesn't have a bad odor or anything to it. You might see Stella scurrying around along the floor here. She's very curious. She likes to check out what's going on. Are you gonna help me? You gonna help me repot? And don't eat that, that won't taste good. See, this root is alive and it's really well attached to that piece of leca, so I might just leave it. Oh, no, it just popped right off. Okay. We'll just leave that. And this white stuff, it's not mold, it's calcium deposits on the leca because I actually stopped using my zero water system and just use regular tap water because the house I moved into has actually really soft water for being on a well. I think that it's a TDS of 50 or something like that, so that's not terrible at all, especially for a well. So I've just been using my well water instead of zero water to water and fertilize, and I also use it to rinse and flush out my orchids. So it's not doing too terrible for my plants considering. So look at all this mass. These are all the old seedling roots. I'm going to just start snipping those and taking those off. Get out of that, little turd. So all these that are dead in here, they're just going to come off. That old root system that got this plant to make these pseudobulbs right here. See, this root looks like it's dead, but it's not. It's got a live branch right there. Very, very sneaky roots. plating, snipping this one off. But it's got live roots on it. It's helping feed the plant and hydrate it, so I'm just gonna leave that. This growth, it could honestly also stay too. It's not hurting anything, but it's starting to shrivel right here and turn yellow, so that's just gonna be one more thing I'll have to deal with later down the road that I don't really feel like doing. So, now see, this is tough. I would like to cut this here, but if I do that, I lose a branching root, which honestly isn't the end of the world. I'm gonna try to peel this off. Oh, yeah. There you go. A lot easier than that, than cutting it and losing roots. And there's no eyes on this, so this is basically just a dead bulb. Get these sheaths off while I'm here. And here's the thing I don't want to do. I really want to leave it alone and let it go one more year. But I know this growth right here is going to send out roots across and up and over this eye, and I don't want that to get buried. So I'm going to do it. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to. This whole thing has plenty of roots, so it's not going to set it back in the least. Maybe this one will just... It actually made a lot bigger wound than I was expecting, so I'll have to let this dry out really well before putting it back in moss, because I don't want rot to get in that rhizome. That felt like a really good root that I just broke. There we go. 2 divisions, one with 2, one with 3, and what I'm going to do is literally just pop them opposite each other. Like this. And that'll make a really interesting looking plant with different directions of growth. And there we go. Nicely repotted Laelia purpurata, Werkhauseri. Nice new growth here. Nice new growth here. And if you look on this one, way down there, there's an eye that's developing, which should put up another new growth here in about, oh, I don't want to say when, but maybe, hopefully, in a couple of months. It'll be kind of off by then, and it may not even do anything, but I'm hoping it will. If anything, it'll turn to a back bulb, basically an eye on a back bulb, and it'll start another direction of growth. At that point, I can just divide it again. So there you go. Thanks, guys.